protect me in this battle.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
To my help! And death to the others!
Protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
I do not remember there being a path in this place the last time we came.
You're perfectly right, my child. This passage must have been cleared by the expedition. We should follow it.
Hey, what's happening here? I could hear you from miles away.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see you. You arrived right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Brother Fidelis managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to Father Orbricus, who was accompanying him?
He must be dead, like our other companions. This is all your fault. This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a team. I should be the one in charge.
Maybe you should calm down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place. Our people are disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Virgil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you. If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
How charming.
Your Excellency, I hope you will forgive us for that scene. My relations with Virgil have always been difficult, but ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may need an arbiter.
Before anything else, I need to know what has led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
For what reason were you quarreling?
The expedition itself, I'm afraid. Virgil was always against it, especially under my supervision. For him, our discoveries in Eden were sufficient. They confirmed what he wanted. The rest did not matter. According to him, we should never have continued. And when we found new tablets, it became even worse.
Were they also written by Saint Matthias?
Without a doubt. The handwriting is the same. There are also some patterns, some islander symbols. It's fascinating. But what really angers Virgil is the content we managed to decipher. Our founder explains that he learned a lot from the islanders. Something our brother cannot accept. He now persists in saying that these tablets are fake, forged by the natives themselves.
Brother Fidelis told me that several members of the expedition have disappeared.
Yes, that's why he left along with Father Orbricus to fetch some help. 3 more of our colleagues are missing, and I'm not even talking about the ones who fell ill. I must admit that I underestimated the hardships we would encounter. I made a mistake. I should have prepared this expedition more thoroughly. But Virgil's being disingenuous does not help.
And no one has searched for those who are missing.
I wanted us to search for them, but someone later convinced me that it presented too much of a risk. Along with lack of preparation, our constantly decreasing number, and creatures swarming the area.
And by someone, I suppose you mean Brother Virgil.
Indeed.
I'm thankful for these pieces of information. But you understand that I will also have to talk to Brother Virgil.
Of course, that's understandable. You must hear us both before you can make a decision.
Brother Virgil.
What do you want?
Can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. This woman should never have been the supervisor of our team. The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary precautions, and now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd that they were obviously forged. I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know anything about this?
They did not go missing. They were killed. There was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here. We've been in this region before, and the only native we met was a little insane, but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Those savages may very well have been following us since our departure. We will not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see. So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well. I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And, in any case, it is not what matters the most. Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site. To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that roam the area are ruthless.
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
That is unlikely. Look, my child. The wound is located at the back of the skull. I regret to say that in my opinion he was struck from behind, with a mace, most likely.
enlighten, protect me in this battle.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
To my help! And death to the others!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Desarde, what can I do for you?
I've explored many ruins on this island. Ruins that, after careful scrutiny, were built by the congregation. In one of them, we found a journal that made reference to your guild. This document, as are the buildings, date much further back than the arrival of the Bridge Alliance a decade ago. These discoveries raise a good many questions. Questions that my cousin would like you to answer.
I understand. All the same, we are in a difficult situation. We are bound by the Pact. I could eventually overlook these engagements if you would perform a service. Commander Fernando, who holds the port of San Mateus, has problems with certain members of Thélème. But your friend here could without a doubt tell you more.
I believe I see what the Admiral is speaking about. Or rather, who. A few of our zealous brothers are overcome by their faith. You already witnessed it for yourself at San Mateus. They look with a wary eye at all those who do not swear faith to Thélème, and refuse to express their faith openly. It is possible they have decided to target the Norts. We will need to speak with those on Thélème lands. And of course, seek out the Bishop Domitius.
Solve these problems, and I will reconsider the validity of the Pact. I will answer your questions. Anything else?
I need to be going. Until we meet again, Admiral.
Hello, milady. You are from the congregation, are you not?
Indeed. Desarde, your Admiral has sent me here.
Pleasure. You may call me Fernando. I am the port commander here. What might I do for you?
Your Admiral informed me that you've been having problems with a few citizens of Thélème. What more can you tell me?
Problems, huh? We're up to our necks and sinking with problems. Yeah, I even received threats to my own person. One of those high and mighty long robes dared walk upon my docks with talk of burning me at the stake. Burning me? Then two of my men up and disappeared, and I do not believe in coincidence. I wanted to ask for help from the Mother Cardinal, but she did not answer my requests for an audience. The games of politics are not my forte, and investigations even less so. Find my men. I implore you. More questions?
Thanks. I've got everything I need.
It would appear that the Ordo Luminous has been up to mischief again. Their foolish zealousness has been causing us a lot of problems. If we let them, they burn the entire world and leave it to the enlightened to sort out the good from the bad.
We should talk to some other sailors at the port. If some of their comrades have also disappeared, they may be able to give us some information.
What do you want from me, my daughter?
Lady de Sardet, emissary of the congregation.
Ah! The congregation still has the uncanny gift of surprising us. I am Bishop Domitius. I represent the Ordo Luminous on the island. What can I do for you?
I believe you have a few problems with the Nauts who reside in the port.
We have problems with all matter of heretics, my daughter. And of course the pagan Nauts would be among them. They are very secretive, and have all sorts of strange rituals that they keep to themselves under cloak of mystery. The sorcery they employ to guide their ships is drawn from nature, just like the sorcery used by the natives. And to top it all off, and this is where it stings, we suspect them to be at the origin of the Malachor.
Whatever do you mean? How?
Have you ever once crossed paths with a Naut suffering from the Blood Plague? Why are they spared? The only logical reason is that they are at its origin, calling upon various cursed rituals. It's as simple as day. I am certain that we will find clues of their rituals and their pagan idols in their stockhouses in the port.
Very well. Let's just agree that these rumors need to be verified.
Anything else?
May the Enlightened bless you. Have you had the opportunity to meet the Cardinal? She is a woman.
Good day. I am looking for several sailors. Some Nauts that disappeared a few days ago.
Sorry, that doesn't ring any bells. But I did hear talk like everyone else on the port, but that's all. You should ask the Mage Inquisitors who have taken up lodgings here of late. They must have certainly seen something. We see them everywhere. and they spend their time spying on all that moves, especially eyeing all that the Nauts are up to.
And what do these mage inquisitors look like?
They wear a very peculiar symbol.
We cannot question all the inquisitors roaming around the port, especially considering what we've learned from Domitius. They must be doing everything in their power to discover the Nauts' secrets.
Halt! These buildings are the property of Nauts no one is authorized to enter.
me in this battle!
To my help! Death to the others! Move away! Things are about to go icing!
Good day. I'm looking for 2 men, Nauts, that went missing a few days ago. Do you know anything about them?
Why? As a matter of fact, I do. 3 or 4 days ago, I was at the tavern having a conversation with a sailor. A nice fellow. He was telling these stories. He was drinking hard. He went outside for a moment to... you can imagine. And well, he never came back. He wasn't that drunk to have passed out. If it were that, we would have found him. No. Something happened to him. That's a fact. But I would be at a loss to tell you what.
If one of the sailors disappeared as he came out of the tavern, that's where we should go. If we find Inquisitors there, they'll certainly know more than the ones we see here.
Good day, Desade. How can I help you?
I met the representative of the Ordo Luminis, and he spoke of his fears concerning the Nauts.
That hardly surprises me. That man is full of pride and arrogance, and sees evil wherever he gazes.
That bishop is not made of milk and kindness, but his questions are intriguing. He suspects you to be somehow responsible for the Malachor, because you never fall prey to it.
Responsible for the Malachor? And how?
Through your magic. Some sort of ritual. Do you use a magic very similar to that of the natives?
I have nothing more to say about it. Those are merely the fantasies of a lunatic. More questions?
Thanks. I've got everything I need. The commander will probably not tell us anything more about the Nauts' secrets. But the documents at the Harbour Master's office may teach us something new, if we can stay discreet.
protect me in this battle!
This note speaks of a secret hangar. We should investigate, even though it's sure to be well guarded. That way, we'll know exactly what the Norts are hiding from us. We're approaching the tavern.
If we're discreet, we should be able to eavesdrop on a conversation.
You again. Why am I not surprised to see you implicated in this story of surveillance?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
A witness told me that you and others of your order seem to be spying on all comings and goings in the port. 2 Norts were captured not long ago. You had to have seen something.
You are mistaken, my daughter. You've been misinformed.
Your attitude already says a great deal. If you know something, then speak up.
You have no idea to whom you are speaking. I will not allow myself to be threatened without consequence.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle!
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies! May the Enlightened protect me in this battle!
As Aloysius fled as soon as he could. He's not exactly courageous. Let's search these men. They may have some interesting documents. So, they're keeping the Norts in the prisons of the Coin. Entering that place will not be an easy feat. I've already seen this type of engine in my uncle's court. It's used to spy upon the stars. Nothing magic or impure therein. They are nothing but measuring instruments. These machines are extremely complex. I've never seen anything like this. This one looks like it has a shouting dolphin etched into its side. And that, it looks like a thermometer. And this other machine, does it really predict the weather?
A feast for the eyes, ladies and gentlemen. And it's free. Come and see me as soon as you have made your choice. You won't be disappointed. About it, surely. Come.
Halt! You have no authority to go any further.
Do not forget that there is only one song that can make us change our minds, Greenblood.
Played with golden notes.
You said it. Or songs of steel. They also open doors.
And if I gave you this so that you might go and have a little fun?
In that case, I could certainly look the other way for a while, but be discreet.
Thank you. Thank you for getting us out of there.
Those Inquisitors are completely mad. They tortured us. They wanted us to admit to all manner of horrors. Stories of some demonic cult and curses of Malachor. I was of the firm belief that they were going to kill us. But you must make haste. They are planning some sort of wickedness.
They spoke of a great purification. And after that, they did this to us. It doesn't bode well. Not at all. I heard them talking about their headquarters near the palace. Maybe you'll learn something there of interest. Thank you again for freeing us. We'll be able to make it back to port on our own.
We need to discover what is behind this talk of purification, before they can execute their plan. And we should probably find out more about this secret first. If we don't discover anything reprehensible, we'll have an easier time convincing the Mother Cardinal to intervene. These instruments are incredible, and I would be hard-pressed to use them. But I certainly see nothing magic in here, nor anything diabolical. For as long as they work and are really used, these instruments seem to be the product of science. And I have definitely found nothing related to the Malachor, nor a secret sect or cult. This Domitius has let his imagination and the taste of Naught's secrets get the better of him. Now our priority is to discover what this great purification is.
Maybe enlightenment protect me in this battle.
To my help! And death to the others!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
We must meet with the Mother Cardinal urgently. Only she can put an end to this madness.
Yes?
I would like to have an audience with the Mother Cardinal to discuss the discoveries made during our investigation.
What is this about, Domitius?
Well, I don't rightly know.
The Ordo Luminis captured several Naughts, locked them in jails rented to them by the Coin Guard. They were tortured with the singular goal of forcing them to admit heresy. They obtained nothing. If I had not intervened, these men would be dead.
Is this true, Domitius?
Some of our brothers undoubtedly misinterpreted the evil. I would have never allowed such a plan.
These Nauts are now united with their captain, and I am certain they would be most eager to bear testimony. You see, Eminence, Bishop Domitius has brought to my ears his order's accusations concerning the Nauts. According to him, they practice a religion close to those of the natives, and use a nature-drawn magic. They would also be implicated, therefore, in the appearance of the Malachor.
That is an extremely serious accusation.
Effectively, considering the accusation is founded on no proof, other than the Nauts' tradition of secrecy. But these suspicions have pushed the Order to extreme actions, risking the fragile peace of the island. Following up on the accusations of Bishop Domitius, I wanted to verify for myself what this was all about. I went to take a look at their storerooms and saw what they contained. There were neither idols, nor objects of any ritual, nor even anything magical, and absolutely nothing that could be attributed to the origin of the Malachor. I found nothing but measuring instruments and diverse navigational machines. I caught wind of a ridiculous scheme planned for the port by the Ordo Luminis, and I wanted to clear it up. I was able to get my hand on documents that effectively detailed an attack, a great purification. They were signed by you, Father, and included a contract where you enlisted the assistance of the Coin Guard to attack every Naut building and imprison every one of their men that could be taken alive.
Domitius, how could you? Whatever did you want to accomplish?
The Nauts are not believers. We should not be dependent on heretics.
Have you gone completely mad, Domitius? We are on an island. How could we not be dependent on the Nauts? I want them arrested. Him and every member of his order. I will decide at a later time their fate. I thank you for bringing this business to my attention. Going after the Nauts. What madness. Without you, this city would now be drowning in chaos. Carry my best wishes to your cousin. His desire to maintain the peace on the island honors his house's reputation.
I will tell him, Your Eminence. Until we meet again.
Desarde, what can I do for you?
I've settled the problem in San Mateus. Several of your men were imprisoned by the Ordo Luminis. The misguided brothers planned to attack the port. I had them arrested. They should no longer be a threat to you. The Order thought you to be heretics because of your tradition of secrecy.
The secrets. They often cut both ways. Therefore, I'm going to reveal to you another. We discovered this island nearly 2 centuries ago. A few decades later, we sold the discovery to your nation of merchants. Then, our closest allies. We transported some lords, men and merchandise. They began to colonize the island. The lords revealed themselves to possess a tyrannical nature and began to exploit the lands with a deadly passion. Their actions provoked a revolt of the natives, but also the very workers and craftsmen they had brought with them. The magic of the natives of Tirfadi was awoken. Beasts came out of the woods and destroyed the new cities. Only a handful of lords and armed men were able to make it back to our ships. The losses were enormous. The humiliation, devastating. Your princes paid us well to keep their secret. They continued to make the occasional expedition. You are, in fact, a product of one of them.
What are you saying?
You must have had your doubts. You are the child of a native. You were born on one of our ships.
The child of an islander? But I know who my mother is, and...
I understand how difficult this is to hear. And I wouldn't know why your family has kept this from you all this time. In the end, we decided to sell the secret location of the island to other nations. The congregation, in spite of its fears, could not keep away. And here you are again. I am sorry for the shock I have caused you. You asked me for the truth, and now you have it. Anything else?
I need to be going. Until we meet again, Admiral. I can't believe it. That for all this time, I've been fed lies. Did Constantine know? I must go see him.
My child, I understand this revelation is upsetting. I wish I had the right words to comfort you. In any case, you do not have to be ashamed of your ancestry. This island is at the very core of all our fates.
Cousin, you couldn't pick a better time. I've been taken with jitters like a cat on a midday roof.
What are you waiting for with such anticipation?
I took your advice, you see? I've summoned one of these crows! He has been examining me for nearly an hour. I just barely escaped a purge. But I was given the mandatory bleeding. I so hate their little knives.
And so then, our venerable doctor, what is the verdict? The blood is black. Constantine, is this your blood? Constantine, answer me. Constantine, stay with me. Constantine. There is a chance he is an error. It might be something else.
I'm going to die.
No. No, Constantine.
I will die, like your mother. And the others on the continent. I am dying. I don't want to die. I don't. Not so soon. It's so... Cousin, I don't...
Constantine, I am here. Pull yourself together. Out. Everyone out. It's an order.
Thank you, cousin.
There now. Are you better?
I don't know. You won't leave me, will you?
I'm going to find a cure, I promise you.
Didn't you promise the same thing to your mother? You know I'll be dead before you find one.
Don't say that. I will succeed. I've already some promising trails to explore.
I don't know, cousin. The tidings are so awfully dire. I'm afraid. I'm so afraid. I doubt the reason for your visit was to console me in my tragedy. Tell me, what brings you here?
It can wait. It's nothing that cannot be dealt with later.
But please, please, whatever it is, it will take my mind elsewhere.
I was able to get the whole story out of the Admiral in exchange for a service. As our investigation was leading us to imagine, the congregation did once attempt to colonize the island. The Nauts discovered it some 2 centuries ago and brought our people here a few decades later. But the enterprise to colonize the island failed completely. There were a great many bloody battles. Few colonists survived. The princes preferred to hide their defeat and paid the Nauts to keep the secret.
That they hid the fiasco from the world, I get. But that my father said nothing about it to me.
That's not the most shocking part of the story. Believe me.
What do you mean?
The congregation continued to make expeditions to the island with the help of the Nauts. According to the Admiral, my mother was captured from here during one of them. I was born on one of their ships.
What? But... that means you are not...
your fair cousin. No. All the lies that we've been fed since our tender childhood. The fable told I am the spitting image of my dead father, lost during an expedition. I don't know what to think, Constantine. Why did they do that to me?
I don't know. It's another one of their sly and dark orchestrations. Some vile intrigue. If it is of some comfort, no matter the true story, you will always be my fair cousin. You have always been the only one to care for me. You are my only friend. That's all that matters to me. Keep this discovery between us. No one needs to know. My aunt adopted you after all. Bring in the others. Let us speak of different concerns. That's enough bad news for one day. Kurt, what is...
Dismissed, soldiers! Leave us. We have much to say.
What is going on? I don't appreciate this attitude, Kurt. Must I remind you that these men all answer to me?
Times change, Your Highness. Or rather, they're about to do so.
Is that a threat? What are you hoping to accomplish? Don't tell me.
Silence! We have little time, and none to lose.
Kurt, what are you talking about?
The commander of the Coin Guard is here in New Serene at this very moment. He's preparing a coup d'etat. In the 3 cities of the island, our men are going to eliminate the governors and their entourage.
This is madness. How?
How? You'll go down as easy as plum pie and cherry wine. Standing behind every one of you is one of our men. You have entrusted us with your security. You are completely at our mercy.
Then why did you send your men away? And why are you telling us all of this?
I've known you both for a very long time. Too long. I've come to know you. To respect you. And I've never reneged on a contract. These orders go against all that I am. A cold-hearted mercenary. Definitely. But never a traitor. And so now you are forewarned. You must take action.
Thank you, Kurt. I will not forget this. Constantine, we need to get you to safety as well as your counselors.
But I want to...
What? Take part? You can barely stand up. No, we must take you into the cellar.
If I've completely understood what you've said, Kurt, the governors of our cities are also in danger.
Yes. If you want to keep your allies, Your Highness, you also need to warn them.
Correct. We cannot let them fall into the hands of these traitors.
I will find the means to send them a messenger. Do you know where your conspirators are?
It would seem I should be one of them. They are counting on me to eliminate both of you. The most urgent matter is to get our hands on the commander and his 3 lieutenants. The others are doing nothing but following orders. If we cut off their heads, they will fall into rank.
I always knew you were a good man.
Don't make me change my mind. We'd better be off. Now. We'll certainly have to fight some traitors at Torsten's behest on our way to the cellar. Stay on your guard.
Stay behind us, Constantine. You're in no condition to fight.
We must also think about the advisors, including your professor. And then we have to rescue Lady Mirage.
We must hurry, before the guard can act. Lord de Corsillon, the Coin Guard tried to assassinate my cousin, and is plotting the same actions against the other governors.
So, they have finally done it. Such proximity to power is a terrible temptation. It was only a question of time before they succumb.
We should have paid more attention to your lessons. We might have been able to avoid all this. Follow me. I'm taking you somewhere safe.
I'm coming.
To my help! And death to the others! Things are about to get dicey!
Let's see if you can use your wit.
We've reached the cellar. It looks like a good place to hide. Constantine, promise me that you will stay here until we secure the city.
Do I even have a choice? Here I am, consigned to my quarters like some broken old maid.
Like someone ill, Constantine. Someone who is dear to me. And the city wouldn't survive your loss.
You have such a way with words. Very well. I promise to stay here, obediently awaiting your return.
Let's go then.
And cousin? Watch out for yourself. You were dear to me as well.
You will be safe here.
Thank you, my friend. I will never forget what you've done for me.
Lord Minister, the Coin Guard wants to take control of the island by assassinating all its governors.
The Guard is everywhere. They could succeed.
We will do everything in our power to thwart them. Come now. We'll take you somewhere safe.
I'll follow you.
You are safe here.
You have my eternal gratitude, Excellency. We owe you our lives.
Keep in mind that Lady Mirange is also on the list of people who were supposed to be assassinated.
In that case, we should find her at once. Her abode is very close to the palace.
And you will have to find a way to warn the rest of the governors.
We will meet with the messengers at the northern and eastern gate on our way, so that they can depart for Hikmet and San Mateus immediately. Lady Morange, make ready to depart. We cannot remain here.
But what is going on?
The Coin Guard has decided to take control of the Isle. They plan to overthrow the governors. They were set on assassinating Constantine and his entire entourage.
The idiots!
You are in danger. Do you know a safe place we could take you?
Don't worry about me. I have friends here. They will hide me. Go! And do be careful.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Lady Morange, make ready.
But what is going on?
The Coin Guard has decided. They were set on assassinating.
The idiots!
You are in danger.
Don't worry about me. Go!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Make preparations to leave. I have a message to communicate immediately to the governor of San Mateus. You must tell the Mother Cardinal that the Coin Guard is preparing a coup d'etat. Her life and those of her entourage are in grave danger.
Very well, Your Excellency. I'll leave immediately. To my help! And death to the others!
You will regret ever going there.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Unwounded, Heineken.
dicey!
I need help.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Careful, Greenblood! You're wounded! Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Greenblood! I can't hold on much longer! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Now is not the time.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Come on, if you dare! If you dare! Come on, if you dare!
Things are about to get dicey!
Now is not the time. Now is not the time. Messenger, be ready to leave at once. You must warn the governor of Hikmet that a conspiracy is underway targeting him.
It's just that I can't leave the city just yet.
What are you talking about? The order comes from the governor. What more do you need?
It's just that I was told if I left the city today, it would cost me my life.
Who said that? The commander's men, I suppose.
I don't really know, but they were heavily armed and they pay very well.
And so you are prepared to betray your prince and country for a few coins. Don't you understand that the reason I am standing before you is because the Guard failed to take this city? Do you know the punishment reserved for traitors?
Very well, Excellency. I'll leave immediately. The commander must be in his upstairs quarters preparing the attack. We should try to reach him discreetly.
We could try to go through the tavern's kitchen.
That's one way to do it. Or we could use the scaffolding to access the upper floor directly. But it's visible from the dormitories. And I know that the young recruits were ordered to stay there.
They will not suspect us if we're wearing guard uniforms. Do you know where the 3 lieutenants you told us about are located?
Ludger is an instructor. He'll be in the right wing of the barracks. As for the other 2, they'll be at the tavern. Olga and Werner are in charge of the guards' secondary activities in the basement.
I see. Our priority should still be to stop Torsten. We will worry about the others later.
What are you doing here? Who let you in? I demand an explanation.
It seems that your men are a little distracted this evening, Lieutenant. It is understandable, with all that's been going on. You are under arrest, as well as your commander.
But what is this? I recognize you. You're the governor's emissary. And Kurt, you had your orders.
Sorry, but forced to betray someone, I decided it would be the less likable of the lot.
Traitor. Soldiers, ready weapons.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
I'm sorry, Your Excellency. I know you've paid your entry fee, but this is a special night. My orders are not to let anyone in.
What if I paid you a supplement for your good services?
Very well, you can come in. I hope I won't be in trouble.
I regret, milady, we are closed this evening. Come back another day.
I'm not here to tempt my luck. Are you in charge?
That's right. What do you want from me?
From you? Nothing. We are here to arrest the commander's lieutenants.
Is that right? Now this ought to be good. And for what crime would that be?
You know very well. For high treason.
Oh, and you think that my men are just gonna let you, without so much as blinking an eye?
Kurt?
The real question is why would they stand up for an egotistical vermin like yourself, who for his personal advancement would condemn the rest of us to an eternity on this isle, cut off from the world, without supplies, and surrounded by furious islanders? What a great idea. Come on now, give yourself up, imbecile. Only you and your companions are crazy enough to believe such a plan had legs.
Sorry, Lieutenant, but Kurt is making sense.
To my help! And death to the others!
Soldiers, ready weapons! We are under attack!
We have been sent by the Governor Constantin d'Orsay. Your lieutenant is accused of high treason for having participated in an attempted coup d'etat. As you can see for yourselves, the attempt failed. Are you also ready to be accused of treason because of your loyalty to your lieutenant?
I doubt it. I'm sure they're gonna make the wise decision. Isn't that right, Dieter?
You give your word that we'll suffer no repercussions if we lay down arms?
You have my word.
Very well. We are dropping our weapons, soldiers. That dog's hide doesn't deserve our sacrifice.
To my help! And death to the... We've arrived too late.
Do you know where Torsten could have gone?
No. But we'll certainly find some information about it in these papers. Torsten suspected that I would denounce him, and he was prepared to leave this place. We must catch up to him. He cannot get away with this.
Let's go.
Torsten is a snake, but he's clever. Apparently, he suspected I would refuse to follow his orders.
He must have been told about our attack on the Ghost Camp, and drew his own conclusions. He knew you.
The guard, we're moving out. Break camp. We are no longer welcome here. And so, these snake oil merchants defy us by sending their watchdog. Let's show them what guards are made of! Come here, you pathetic dog!
The game is over for you, Commander.
Do I have the time to return and see those dear to me?
Constantine, how are you feeling?
Death is on my doorstep, and all hope has flown through the window. Come closer. What ill tidings do you bring?
I thought you would like to know that the Coin Guard's attempt to take control of the island has failed.
This is excellent news. The kind I've not had in a great while. Thank you, Kurt. Were it not for your loyalty, we were lost. And as for you, my fair cousin, you know what I owe you. Not only have you looked out for me, like always, but you have protected my advisors.
Yes. And if your highness would permit, I would like to relay our most sincere gratitude from all of Thélème. Thanks to your message, the Mother Cardinal was able to thwart the Commander's plans. By the grace of the Illuminated, the city is saved, and the traitors punished as they should be.
I was told that you were able to catch the Commander and his underlings before they were able to flee.
Barely, but yes. They are going to have to pay for their crimes.
I cannot remember if the traitors are hung before being quartered, or if it is the contrary. Enough talk of ruffians. They failed, and for that, I again thank Kurt.
If your highness is looking for a means to translate his gratitude, gold is a present that is always appreciated.
I imagine that you shall name a new commander.
Yes. I will discuss the matter with loyalist officers, but I think I know who will be elected.
I hope it is someone whom we can trust. We do need soldiers, but loyal soldiers above all.
We are well aware that the Guard's reputation has been tarnished. We will not make the same mistake twice. Sieglinde is solid and loyal. I have fought beside her.
You have my complete trust, Kurt. You have amply earned it. Before you leave, I must ask you something.
All right. I'm listening.
I do suffer, my fair cousin. I suffer so horribly, and alas, we have yet to discover neither cure nor remedy.
I'm sorry. I fully intend to continue my research. We have a number of leads, but with all that's been happening...
Don't blame yourself. I know how much you do for me. Yet, I'm afraid that before the sickness claims me, the pain will have driven me mad. If only there was a way to ease my suffering.
I know of a healer, with powers that are legendary amongst the clans. It is rumored he can alleviate even the most terrible pains. His village is west of the city. I could take you there.
One of our holy men lives in San Mateus. His healing powers are supposedly miraculous. Alas, it is a miracle we are in need of, my son.
I'm nothing more than a sailor. I don't have much to offer when it comes to healing. As it would seem, Thélème are prey for the Malachor, just like the Bridge Alliance. Perhaps it would be best to ask for aid from those not suffering from the plague.
The sailor's right. The holy men and the sages had their chance on the continent, and we all know how that went. If this healer is as skilled as our pretty little sapling here says, then we need to see him right away.
Thank you, as always, for your advice. Cousin, you are the only one I trust, so please, don't let me lose my mind.
I'll follow the leads and find a way. I won't let you down. Hold on. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Come closer, good people. Liqueur and wine from the continent.
Welcome! It's such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking? What might I help you with? Thank you for your visit. See you soon. Welcome! Have you seen it? Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
I need to speak with you, my child.
Yes, Petrus. What is it?
I've come up with a plan to put what we've learned about the Mother Cardinal to use.
Do tell.
You will have to take part in a fight in the arena, and we must make sure that the odds are high. To do this, you'll have to face a champion. This will lure her in.
That would effectively raise the odds. But the risk is they'll bet against me.
That may be the case, but the highest bets are based on the exact time of the defeat.
I see. We are going to make the Mother Cardinal believe that I will lose at a specific time.
And by doing so, you'll win something bigger than a fight.
This'll make her lose a considerable amount.
Exactly. I've even taken measures to make sure her usual moneylender is unavailable. Without knowing it, she will come to me looking for gold in order to place her bet.
And she will be at our mercy. Is this how you settle scores in Thélème?
This is how all scores are settled, my child. Or on the battlefield. But that's much dirtier. So, what do you say?
It's a complicated plan, but an effective one. Let's put it in motion.
Let's go back to the St. Matthias bookmaker. Your skills seem to interest him.
Quest! Get out! Who do you think you are to foil our ritual? One of those mind shakers, no doubt.
Aiden, it is your duty to assure we are not interrupted.
1,000 pardons, Tien. It is indeed one of those mind shakers.
A mind shaker? Look at him more closely, Aiden. He is an Almanawi. Present yourself, and tell me why you interrupt our ceremony.
My name is de Sardet. I have come looking for you to ask for your help.
This man with you, he is one of the mind shakers. One who attempts to turn our village.
I am not a mind shaker. A missionary. But I am indeed a priest of Thélème. And I assure you I have no intention of attempting to convert you.
Really? Those who claim to belong to the Light spend their time bothering us, and here you are.
I had no knowledge of their presence here. I am only here to accompany my young friend.
Then, how can I help you?
My cousin suffers from a terrible sickness. The Malicor.
I do not know this sickness. But perhaps we call it by a different name.
It turns the blood black and provokes terrible suffering. And alas, it is fatal in all cases.
We've never seen the ailing touched by such a sickness. And I doubt I am able to heal your cousin.
We are looking for a remedy, but urgently need to relieve his pain. Could you slow the progression of the sickness? Keep him from suffering?
In that, I can help you. I know how to make one forget the pain, even the most severely wounded.
But Tiern, with all that is happening now, you cannot leave to visit this ill person.
It is true. My village needs me now. I cannot leave. I must attend them.
What is going on? Perhaps we can help you.
Truly? You?
Do they have a choice, Aiden? They do really seem to have need of me, don't they?
Well then, tell us what we need to do.
The situation has become unbearable. And it all started when these mind shakers began arriving. They wanted to convert everyone and take them to another place. Turn them away from us. And of course, the village folk would not be persuaded. But the mind shakers remained.
And it was also at that time the Tenland started to attack. It is not their way to do as such.
There are many wounded, and recently many have gone missing. We must discover from where these monsters come.
I can try and talk sense into the missionaries, perhaps with the help of Bishop Petrus. As for the attacks of the creatures, I will see what I can do. But I need more information.
Our master hunter, or the families of the Taken, could most likely help you.
Very well. I'll take care of it. Make preparations to accompany us. The days are burning like very thin candles.
Do not worry. If you see to the concerns of my village, I will be most happy to accompany you.
Let's go and see this master hunter. He should be able to tell us more about these attacks. Good day. Are you the Master Hunter?
Beortir tu madre, I'd say. I am indeed one and the same person. What do you want of me?
The Donai Gad Katazak spoke to me about the animal attacks. Could you tell me more?
The Tenlands have been angered. They are very angry. The beasts have always lived here. But they only attack if we tread near their nest. Of late, they attack on sight. There have been many wounded, and some of our young have even disappeared. It may be that the Tenlands killed them, but it is also possible they followed the missionaries.
What can you tell me about the Tenlands?
They are normally very peaceful creatures, very calm, but who defend their young with fury. During the attacks, I noticed that they were not all the same. Not all from the same nest.
What do you mean?
That the other beasts don't come from here, but from other places. And that they are coming more and more often.
Were there many victims?
Many wounded. Thanks to the healing powers of the Doneigad, they survived. But the attacks happen more and more often. And they come with greater fury. I try to chase them away. To destroy any nests that I found. But still, more of them come. And now our children disappear. The stress alone could kill our village.
Can you tell me who they are?
A young fisherman and a gatherer. You will find the sister of the woman and the brother of the man in the village.
I will go and see them. I must be going.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Move away! Things are about to get...
Good day. I am the legate of the Congregation of Merchants on this isle. Might I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Our allies from the continent are always welcome among us. What do you want to know?
Have you heard about the Tenlin attacks on the village?
I didn't know those creatures were given that name, but yes, we have heard talk about the attacks. We offered them our help and some comfort in their most difficult hour.
In exchange for some inspiring conversation, I suppose.
Of course. These horrible beasts have most certainly been sent by the demons of this isle. To chase only a few away would be of no use. If they truly desire peace, they must see the light.
You haven't been victim of these attacks?
On occasion, yes. But thanks to the Illuminated, we were able to chase them away with little effort.
Could you tell me what your mission here is?
We must return these lost souls to the light, and guide them so that they might receive the revelation. We have constructed the perfect village, Eden, where they might discover peace. In this protected paradise, they can receive divine teachings and join the illuminated chosen people.
You seem to assert that the attacks of these Tenlins is somehow linked to the demons on the isle, whereas these are creatures that the natives have always known. They nest beside them.
These are familiar beasts, but hasn't anyone informed you that their patterns have changed? These creatures have been riled up by the demons of the island, who have come to realize we are near victory. Sending them against these poor people, they maintain them in a state of fear and obedience to their shaman healer. There is only one way to truly make these attacks cease, my child. Convert these people. Defeat these demons.
The Doneigad wishes your departure. You disturb the tranquility of their village.
And you expect us to obey him? Haven't you understood that he is a servant of the island's demons? To leave would be to abandon the simplistic souls of all those that follow him, ceding victory to the demons. No, my child. We will not leave this place until the light shines over every dwelling.
The Doneigad wishes your departure. You disturb the tranquility of their village.
And you expect us to obey him? Haven't you understood that he is a servant of the island's demons? To leave would be to abandon the simplistic souls of all those that follow him, ceding victory to the demons. No, my child. We will not leave this place until the light shines over every dwelling.
I must go. We are going to need to find some leverage if we want to force these missionaries to leave. Perhaps searching through their belongings will give us something we can use to put pressure on them. One more thing.
Yes?
I must go. Excuse me. Are you Cecilius, the famous healer?
I am a healer only through the grace of the Illuminated. What can I do for you, my child?
My cousin, the governor of New Serene, is in terrible pain.
Well, that's terribly sad. Was he wounded in combat? Was it during the Coin Guards' rebellion?
Alas, no. He is afflicted with the Malachor, and his days are numbered. We are looking for a cure, but...
Now that's a true miracle that you require. And I fear that they're extremely rare in these pagan lands.
Cecilius, my friend. If there's anyone on this island capable of helping the governor, it is you. Have you not been blessed by the Illuminated? Is it not your obligation to aid our allies? Without them, who knows what would have happened to our holy city during the plot?
Petrus, you always knew how to weave words to get what you want. Very good. I'll go to New Serene and try to ease the governor's pain. But do not feed on vain hopes. There are trials that we must accept to undertake with humility.
1,000 thanks, Cecilius.
May the Illuminated go with you, my child. There is no miracle that he cannot accomplish. I will pray that you find this cure that we need so desperately.
I have not lost hope.
Cecilius is an extraordinary healer. I'm certain he'll be able to at least alleviate Constantine's pain.
If I were in your position, I wouldn't put too much trust in magic. It's often disappointing.
All I'm hoping for is that he'll manage to give my cousin some time. And some respite while we look for an antidote. I'm in need of your wisdom again.
I hear you.
I believe I can help you in your fight against the Tenlands. How would you advise me to go about it?
You must destroy their nests. It's sad, but the only way to stop their numbers growing. There are most likely 3 around here. I can point you in the direction to one that I discovered. I would have taken care of it, but my village cannot spare my presence here. I must keep watch. I did not find the 2 others. Some in the village may know where to find them.
And how would I go about destroying the nests?
You must burn them and kill the dominant one, or else they will build again. We see them especially at dawn. After that, we no longer see them. But be careful, Renaxi. The night belongs to the Tenlands. That is when they are most awake. Going out at night is very dangerous.
I thank you for your advice. We shall go and destroy the nest come dawn. I must be going.
about to get done.
One more thing.
Yes?
The Doneigad wishes your departure. You disturb the tranquility of their village.
And you expect us to obey him? To lead? No.
I must go. How can these so-called religious men dare to abuse these young people? I thought that the word of the Enlightened was very clear on this subject.
These missionaries are a disgrace to our order. Believe me, I'll make sure they cannot hurt anyone else.
One more thing.
Yes?
I found a document in your belongings. The contents is quite enlightening. Your missionaries have forgotten the divine teachings. Are not all forms of abuse against your religious commitment?
A few missionaries did stray from the path. This is true. But our mission is too vital to let their zealous natures dissuade us. You should have never read that.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Stop! We lay down our weapons.
Well, now leave the region and do not return.
We shall not forget the manner in which you have treated us, but you shall not see us here again.
I'm in need of your wisdom again.
I hear you.
Isn't it odd that these creatures who are normally passive have become so aggressive?
Yes. Yes. This has never happened in my lifetime.
What do you know? Speak! Lives are at risk!
I do not speak of things I am not sure of. The Renaigse, like you, do not understand the bond we have with nature.
What do you know about the missionaries?
The Mind Shakers? They came here before the attacks of the Tenlands and buzz around us like flies. They speak of light, of demons, and the soul. Their words make little sense. All that they want is for us to join their village, and that we serve them as if they were Tiern. They want to make us Renaigse. They want to sever our bond with our lands. Their words do not touch those old enough to understand. But the young are sometimes swayed. And listen, they follow them to their Eden village. And they become their servants. Their bond is cut.
Have you tried to fight them?
No. But some have fought. Because they treat the young girls badly. I think if not for the attacks, no one would have turned to them and their light. But hope fled our village. And the weak of courage have doubts and listen to their lies.
It sounds as if the attacks began at a timely moment for the missionaries. Is there anything that we might be able to do for you?
Besides destroying their nests and fighting the Tenlands, do you know the art of crafting weapons? Our artisan was among the wounded, and my weapon is broken.
I can try to repair it.
Here, in this condition, it is of no use to me at all.
I must be going. Kadazak advised us to speak with the families of those missing. Perhaps they might know where the Tenlands have built their nests.
enlighten protect me in this battle.
Death to the others!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey! To my help! And death to the others!
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
The body of this man was devoured by beasts, but it happened after he died. One of the wounds is clearly a knife wound. But alas, it is impossible to know who was wielding it. This poor soul was almost entirely devoured. He must have been killed by swamp animals. Even so, this wound looks different from the others. It looks like a knife wound.
Alas, anyone could have stabbed this priest. Both natives and priests carry knives.
The body of this man was devoured by beasts, but it happened after he died. One of the wounds is clearly a knife wound. But alas, it is impossible to know who was wielding it.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
The cause of death is no mystery. This man was attacked by one of those large reptiles, a Llewellyn, and yet, these iridescent marks on his skin make me think that a stasis spell was cast on him first. He was intentionally immobilized so that he would fall prey to this animal. It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
All these disguised deaths, these abject crimes. The natives can be violent, but they are deceitful. I'm afraid that Brother Virgil may have found a way to take control of the expedition. He should be judged for it.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation. Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency! Weren't you supposed to be looking for our colleagues?
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages! Their thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Oh, Virgil, would you please stop taking us for fools? The natives had no hand in this.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous. The Ordo Luminis sent me to keep an eye on this expedition, to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy, a dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives? But even then, foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth, without any hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
I understand that you might want to protect your nation, but to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues...
Come now. What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so. But since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries. And you will be rewarded, of course.
It is undeniable that these discoveries could cause a great upset in Thélème. But he has no right to decide what should be revealed or not. On this island, Cornelia should be the one to decide. Be careful with your accusations, though. Eugenia and her colleagues are on edge. We wouldn't want them to start killing each other.
It seems to me that all members of this expedition are concerned. They should decide on what to do next. Brother Virgil.
What do you want?
I must leave you. Everybody listen. Alas, I must inform you that I found the dead bodies of your missing colleagues.
How awful. What happened to them?
Someone wanted us to believe that they were killed by some swamp animals. But it was all staged. Your colleagues were murdered, and their bodies abandoned to the creatures.
What? But why do such a thing? And who murdered them?
Brother Virgil confessed to his crimes in front of me.
Monster! You will pay for these crimes. These people you killed were our brothers. Our friends.
You stupid goose. You really believe that I will let you pass judgment on me? You shouldn't have been so quick to accept these lies that could destroy our nation, and want to reveal them for all to hear. You are solely responsible for these deaths.
How dare you present yourself as the protector of our nation? Murderer!
Maybe unless you protect me in this battle!
To my help! And death to the others!
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
I'm sorry, sister. Brother Virgil fled during the battle.
The coward. And naturally, his accomplices fled along with him. What a waste. So many people died.
Perhaps I shouldn't have revealed his crimes in front of everyone. But I thought it was the best way of ensuring he would be judged.
Considering how high tensions have been these last few days, a fight was inevitable, alas. But you did what you thought was fair. Here. Take this, as a token of gratitude for shedding light on these dismal events. Alas, we will have to go back to Eden as well. There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
is falling apart.
Watch your armor! Be careful! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
You'd have to be insane to want to live in such a place. Even a saint would want to stay dry.
May the enlightened help us.
Protect me in this battle.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies. Be careful! Your armor is falling apart.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Move away!
A cavern. Hermits often choose places like this when they want to live away from the world.
Someone lived here. No doubt about it. We will have to turn the place upside down if we want to make sure that the old man's here.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle. May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get...
St. Matthias did come here, this is where he must have settled.
Let's take a closer look at these paintings. We may learn something from them. This mural is very ancient. It depicts an old man dressed as a priest, getting his face painted by a masked native. This mural depicts an old man praying in front of a face in the mountain. He's holding a rosary. Saint Matthias, praying to Enon Milfrichtemen. Engraved tablets. They resemble the ones we recovered in Eden. We should take them with us. The researchers would be delighted to study them. There are some native symbols here and some letters I recognize, as if someone had tried to write in the native language using our alphabet. Men dwi stad en on mil frichtemen. This is incredible. Saint Matthias would have known about the spirit of the island and would have prayed to him. I do not know these glyphs, but these spirals are native symbols. There are some words in our ancient language next to them. The light and the earth are the two faces of a same power. It's impossible to know if this is a translation or another sentence, but this is a message that would seriously displease the Inquisitors. It looks like a chaplet made of pewter. It's rather basic, but it was made a long time ago. And it undeniably comes from the continent.
This is incredible. Saint Matthias is often depicted or described as using a similar chaplet. Oh, I feel so lucky to be here, in this cavern where our founder lived. I don't know if you realize the importance of what we've just discovered. Saint Matthias, the founder of Thélème, finished his life worshipping the islanders' god. This is so incredible. Although it will cause a huge upset for our nation, our cult, and our relations with the natives.
I wonder what I should do with these relics. Eugenia probably didn't imagine that Saint Matthias lived his life in a way that's so different from what they advocate. As for Virgil, he wasn't wrong. Such a revelation will certainly cause a schism in Thélème.
To think these old things could cause a civil war. Or long-lasting peace with the natives. It is a serious responsibility to decide what to do with them. But it isn't ours. Their saint, their decision.
I already took sides in their quarrel. If I change my mind, I'm afraid that it might be seen as treason. I'll think about it on the way there. Let's go back to the researchers' camp. Can't do that.
So? Did you find anything? Or do you need my help?
We discovered a cave that was inhabited a long time ago by a whole group of people, mostly natives, who had obviously created a sacred site, as the place was guarded by a creature.
And have you found traces of our holy founder? New relics? Perhaps some tablets?
There were also frescoes on the site, representing Saint Matthias.
Frescoes? Tell me more. This is fascinating.
He was shown having his face painted by a native. On another, he prayed to the god of the mountain.
You can't be serious. You mean to say that our saint converted to the cult of the Islanders?
That is what emerges from our findings, yes. Other objects that I was able to bring back also point in this direction. Look, there are inscriptions. These tablets and also this chaplet.
This chaplet? I cannot believe it. It is so... Excuse me. I cannot find the words to express how I feel. You must come with me. We must go and present all these discoveries to the Mother Cardinal. You realize our entire dogma will have to change. So far, anyone who wanted to question it would have burned their fingers. Literally, alas.
And you think that this time they'll listen?
We have solid proof. All this evidence. With your support, we will convince her to reveal the truth.
I see. I will do my best to help you.
It seems we are arriving right on time. You did well to warn us, Brother Virgil.
Virgil? How did you know?
I'm afraid that your Excellency's lies weren't very convincing.
We were informed of your discoveries and of the danger they represent. We demand that you hand them over to us immediately, so that they can be destroyed.
How can you even suggest the destruction of relics written by the hand of our founder?
Out of love for our dogma, for our faith, and for our nation. But since you refuse to comply with our orders, you leave us no choice. Death to the heretics!
Maybe enlighten protect me in this battle!
To my house! And death to the others!
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Do you think you can face a woman of faith? I just fought my own brothers in faith. The fact that the Inquisition is after us is very disturbing, Excellency.
We would do well to hasten to San Matthias. They will not dare to attack you there. Even if these men were the last forces that the Inquisition could send us.
You are right. All this proves is that I will not succeed without your help. There is a risk that the Mother Cardinal will also reject our discoveries.
And if you will allow me to attend the hearing, I would be delighted to support you.
Your help will be precious to us, Father. In any case, we must present our research to Mother Cardinal as soon as possible. I will study the tablets one last time to make sure I know all their content. And I will meet you at the palace in San Matthias to plead our case.
Understood. See you soon, Sister Eugenia. Be careful.
Ah, Your Excellency. We were eagerly awaiting your arrival. Sister Eugenia was just recounting me the tale of your achievements and telling me about the incredible discoveries you've made.
These relics shed a new light on the last years of our founder. It all demonstrates that he hadn't evangelized the islanders, but, on the contrary, he would even have adopted some of their rituals, merging the cult of the enlightened and the cult of nature in a single dogma.
These discoveries, if they can be verified, are extraordinary. But they also represent a great upheaval that could harm our nation. We must first verify their authenticity. You are the only ones who entered this cave. Could what you have witnessed been a falsification?
The cavern we discovered is located in a very remote place. There's no island or village nearby. It contains some ruined dwellings, but clearly no one has lived there for a very long time. Fraudsters would inevitably have left traces of their passage, and we have not found any. The entrance to the cave was protected by one of those giant creatures that the natives call a Nardaig. These guardians usually protect sacred places, and let no one enter without a fight. I had to kill this beast, which leads me to think that nobody had entered the cave for a very long time. We discovered ancient frescoes on the walls of the cave. They represent Saint Matthias without a doubt. He's depicted with his chaplet. In one, he is praying for the divinity of the island. In the other, his face was being painted by a native. I understand how shocking these discoveries are, but their antiquity proves that they are genuine.
The tablets found at the site, however, attest that our founder had not abandoned the cult of the enlightened. He simply saw it as two different reflections of the same divine power.
The relics could be authentic, Your Excellency, but we only have your word to convince us. The political and religious impact of these discoveries will be unprecedented. We risk schism, civil war, and who is to say that this is not a plan to weaken us?
It seems that you only see the negative aspects of this discovery, but the reality is very different. By integrating some of the natives' beliefs into your dogma, you could build an alliance with them. Something no other nation has managed to achieve before.
What good is such a reproach if our nation has fallen into chaos?
I would also like to inform you that a member of the Ordo Luminis was part of the expedition. He tried several times to sabotage it, even killing many of his colleagues for it. And finally, he attacked us, as we were preparing to join San Matthias.
You'd have thought that the remaining members of the Order would go to such extremes. But I fear these attacks are just a reflection of what will happen if your discoveries are made public.
Your Eminence, we are faced with a crucial choice for our nation. What does a man of faith do in such a dilemma? He prays and places his trust in the one who came before him and has shown more wisdom. Saint Matthias shows us a new way. If we are believers, can we really turn our backs on him?
You surprise me, Petrus. You who are always so political. Yet your words seem sincere. You give me something to think about. Thank you. Does anyone wish to add anything?
Keeping a secret of this magnitude will increase violence and suspicion among your ranks. Too many people are already aware of the truth, which will inevitably be revealed. And how will you be judged then?
What you say sounds almost like a threat, Your Excellency. We are not prone to being intimidated. Thank you for your testimony. I will now retire to think about everything and make my decision. After much thought, I have decided it best to silence these dangerous discoveries. Our nation cannot risk civil war.
But, Your Eminence, this research...
Enough, my dear. I have made my decision. Your research must end immediately.
I cannot keep the secret of what I discovered. The world must know.
It would be a shame to hear that our most distinguished theologian was arrested for heresy, my dear.
Very well, Your Eminence.
Your Excellency, I cannot deny the importance of the help you have given us, and I am grateful for it. And I hope I can count on your discretion. It would be a shame for our relationship with the congregation to suffer due to questionable allegations.
Of course, Your Eminence.